Hey you guys, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another unboxing. Now before I start on the unboxing, and this person has nothing in this box that relates to him, I think, I just want to do, this is like a little homage to Norman Maslov. Massey. So I'm wearing the San Francisco Giants cap today, and it's the music stupid. I was just watching his video on, Norman doesn't know me from Adam, but he was doing the unboxing of the John Lennon box set, which I'm led to believe is like an amalgamation. Oh God, don't use words you don't know, and or can't pronounce, of the Sometime in New York and some live stuff that has been sort of rescued and reconstructed with modern technologies and all that. And he was talking about some of the controversies about that. And there shouldn't be any controversies about that, because there shouldn't be controversies about having an opinion, but we're living in a world where apparently either if you're on the one side you get slapped on your hand if you're out of line with whatever they perceive as nice, or you're basically the other side who wants to take away your right to have opinions. And I think Norman covered that really well, because of course there's a song removed from that record and that box set. And I bought the two first box sets that came out, and I didn't get the next one because it's very expensive. And how interested am I in that album? And I don't think I will get this one either. But I just wanted to make a note of it. I'm not boycotting that box set because they have removed that song. I'm boycotting it because I'm spending, as you will see in a second, too much money on records. But I just wanted to do a shout out because I enjoy Norman's videos a lot. I enjoy. He's from my brother's generation. I think my brother is about a year and a half, barely younger than him. So a lot of the 60s music and early 70s music that I grew up on is from him. Of course, my brother being Scandinavian and Norman being a San Francisco, a Seattle transplant. Is that how you say it now? I sometimes when I watch Norman, I feel like it reminds me of conversations with my brother, which I still have, So I like that. And also Norman is one of the few Americans I know who, in addition to being intelligent. Wow, that sounded offensive to a lot of people. No, but he mentions bands from this side of the pond that a lot of Americans are either oblivious to or have maybe a fleeting interest in, and especially a couple of days it was announced that Super Furry Animals are going out on a reunion tour, which I am pretty sure I won't be able to get. I want to get tickets, but do I know if I can go over there in May next year with my situation now? Because they are playing in various, but all the pre-sale tickets got wiped out right away. And I wanted to see them in northern Wales, in Llandudno. But it doesn't look like that'll happen. But Norman mentions Super Furry Animals, and I love that. I really do. Yeah, so it's the music stupid. Let's get to the music. So I picked up this a couple of days ago from the post office. This is iMusic, from iMusic, and it's the biggest order I've done from them, at least in quantity, if not price. And there are some records here that I have wanted on vinyl or at all for anything from 6 months to much further back. And I'm really pleased to have a couple of these. So let's start with the one on top here. If you have followed my channel for a while, you know that I am a big fan of an artist that came around about 25 years ago now. I think his debut album came out in the year 2000. It was called The Year of the Bewilder Beast. It was, of course, the debut album from Badly Drawn Boy. And was it right after? Was that his second album already? I think so. 2002. Or was that his third? He issued a studio album, which was also the soundtrack to a film about a boy, which I actually rewatched just a couple of weeks ago. Because I managed to get my DVD player. My DVD and Blu-ray players are getting old, and they're starting to get a little finicky about what they play. But I managed to find, because all my DVDs are way back in a wardrobe, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. But I managed to pry out this film and watch it again, and I love it. Not sure I love the fact that the boy in the film is now Lex Luthor, but yeah, well, anyway, here it is. So, from the motion picture about a boy by Badly Drawn Boy, about a boy by Badly Drawn Boy, well, that's almost a tongue twister of sorts. Original soundtrack composed and performed by, as I just said. And there's himself, right, sitting there with the lad and the duck. If you haven't seen the film, you know, there's a big homemade piece, lump of bread and a duck and a pond involved in this. So, yeah. I think I'm going to be talking a lot in this video, and I already have. A lot on my mind, and this is these videos are sometimes a bit of a I don't know, steam, letting out steam kind of thing in a wholesome way. I don't know how wholesome it is to spend all this money on records, mine, but there you go. And so yeah, and I just watched, what is it, Variety, who does these videos where actors get back together and talk about their films many years later, and they fairly recently did one with Hugh Grant and I can't remember his name now, sorry. So let's see here. Is there anything on the inside there? No. Yeah, I felt bad not knowing remembering the name of the actor. It's of course Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult, and the wonderful Australian actress Toni Collette, as well as of course Rachel Weisz. Oh, she's also a gorgeous woman. So here is the inner sleeve. And it's XL Recordings 2002. And yeah, I don't need to read. We have XL Recordings Twisted Nerve Universal working title is on this, and Studio Canal. So it's almost like watching as the screen comes up in the when you're starting to watch the movie. How eloquent I am today. So there we are. Yeah. I like that record label. So I just listened to the CD like a couple of days ago, even though I knew this was coming. It's a record I grab quite often, and yeah, I would say that Badly Drawn Boy's debut album and this one, those are the two that I keep playing, and I don't know why I miss playing the others. Speaking of Australians, I think either just by days or a week or two, I managed to get a discography or a record collection complete just before the band releases a new album. Maybe that's what spurred me. I haven't bought this record earlier because there's a deluxe edition out of this which has even more music on it. Of course, that's what they tend to do. You don't usually buy a deluxe edition just for some postcards. Well, some people do. And the price of that was usually quite high, but sometimes it dipped quite a bit, especially from iMusic. So I was sort of holding out, but then I finally sort of capitulated. So anyway, guys, this is Tame Impala with the Slow Rush. So now I have all of Tame Impala's studio albums, I can say, unless of course that new record has already been released and I've forgotten about it. But yeah, I think it was going to be released sometime in October. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, I think it's been 5 years, because this is 2020. Tame Impala, I'm pretty sure, might have been my friend in South Africa who's quite into music of this type. Either that or something where I said or wrote or read something about Australia, and maybe the avalanches directed me towards Tame Impala. I think I bought my first album from them about 3 years, maybe 4 years ago now. I don't exactly remember, but I really liked it, and since I bought my records on vinyl this time around, I've stuck with that. Although, to be honest, maybe Tame Impala would be a better band to listen to in CD form, because you get into that sound and everything, and not having to get up and break it up. But there's the record now as it looks. Stunning artwork. I really love this. Oh, it's on Fiction and Island. Huh. That's nice. There is the gatefold. We like a good gatefold, a nice gatefold. Sure, why not, I guess. A little bit weird. And we have some nice artwork on the inner sleeve as well. Black vinyl. Love the color on the label. More artwork. And red on this label. Very nice. Indeed. Looking forward to listening to some Tame Impala again. I love the band name. Project name. Then we go to the next record, I guess. So next up, 29 years ago, or 28 and a half years ago, I think. While I was at film college in Denmark, I was, of course, introduced to a lot of new Welsh bands and other music. This was a period where my dad had passed away almost to the date, a year before I went to the school, and I had moved to Denmark. I didn't have MTV at the time. This was when MTV was still a source of music, and I sort of got a little bit out of what was new and what was going on in the music, and living in Skagen almost for a year, I didn't have access to a lot of new records. And internet was still not quite into my life, I reckon. So the school, other students at the school introduced me to bands and music, and one band that I actually ended up seeing as a consequence that people were playing a lot at the time was Space with Spiders, and it was a fun album. This was like both Super Furry Animals and Supergrass rolled into one with some techno and dance music element. You had some tracks that were not like the rest, with just and Super Furry Animals did that too. So yeah, this was really good, and I've been wanting this on vinyl for a long time, and I haven't gotten it because the one that I was about to buy was suddenly unavailable. And they released one more album, and I think that almost sort of dropped off the face of the earth. And I know they released a third album, which, good luck even finding it on CD, I think. I never bought it. But yeah, people's attention span as far as this band went just disappeared. They did a collaboration with Keris Matthews from Catatonia, ballad or song about Tom Jones, where she and the singer from Space are hanging off the bumper on a car hanging over a cliff, singing about how they wanted to kill each other in all kinds of ways, but each time Tom Jones came on the radio, it saved their lives. So anyway, this was their second album, Tin Planet, and I love this tin box. I don't have a lot of these. I have two or three, I think. I have a deep purple one, and yeah, this was I like this second album as well. But yeah, so what did I get today then? Well, I got said record on vinyl. And this was not expensive, guys. I think I paid, this one was all the way down to like 179 Norwegian kroner, so like $18. And probably around 14 pounds for a brand new record. This one came out in 1997, yeah. So they had already been around for a while. Oh, right, so the debut was 96. So they did get two records out very quickly. So Space, Tin Planet, includes the UK top 10 singles Avenging Angels and the Ballad of Tom Jones. Tom Jones with Keris of Catatonia. And this is one of those Demon record releases. So I don't think I will remove the shrink wrap on this one, guys, because... well, I don't know why. Yeah, like I said, the artwork is fun. I love it. It looks like you're building one of those old Matchbox or Airfix airplanes, but you're building like a wine corkscrew and various metal objects there. And there's a little robot character from said stuff, I suppose. And we have some lyrics and how to build a robot. And yeah, I urge you to check out Space. They were a really fun group, and it's definitely a band that I grab and listen to when I get nostalgic for that time in Denmark. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like you want to just stop the video and start all over, but I've already done some unboxing. I'm a little bit flaky today, I think. But anyway, there's the vinyl. That's a fun one. I like the the clear with the metallic grey spots in here to actually sort of mirror what's going on the cover. That's something I like. Some of you have followed my channel for a while know that I love Echo and the Bunnymen, and I should probably keep trying to buy their let's call them the post-reunion studio albums on vinyl. But I get sidetracked, and so far I think I managed to get 2. And then I go and get something that is something else, but it's still Echo and the Bunnymen, and I wanted this for quite a while. And I think I was talking to... Oh, who was it? Was it... Would have been Mike. Berwickshire Mike, or... Was it Gavin? One of you guys showed that you gotten a peel session by Echo and the Bunnymen, and that's one of those proper ones, you know, with the little tiny little words all over and all that stuff. But this is Echo and the Bunnymen, the John Peel sessions from 1979 to 1983, and it is actually a BBC recording, and but it's still got the WEA logo and the old Corova logo here, so it looks kosher to me. So here you are. Isn't that a beaut? Yep, old songs all over again. No, sorry, but yeah, it's Echo and the Bunnymen with John Peel at the Russell Club, also known as the Factory. Moss Side, Manchester, 20th of July 1979. Moss Side. That's funny, we have a city in Oslo called Moss. There we are. And it is a gatefold, guys. Oh, that makes me happy. So, I've got the shrink wrap off. You can see that without the glare. And there is the gatefold. Looking really, really cool and good and informative. And we have some nice inner sleeves. There we are. And as you can see, when you see the label, it looks very much like an Echo and the Bunnymen record there with the Corova logo on there. That's those of us who have followed them for many years are so familiar with. Checking to see if there's anything else going on in there now, and one more album, as you can see. And if you're still watching this video, I just want to name the tracks. Read it in books. Stars are Stars, I Bags Are Yours, Villiers Terrace. The Pictures on My Wall, that was their debut single. I guess a little bit the third version I have of that, because the single and the studio album tracks are not the same. All that jazz. And then we got Over the Wall, All My Colors, That Golden Smile, Heaven Up Here, and Turquoise Days. Taking Advantage, and Education No Hands, Silver and Seven Seas. And finally, The Killing Moon, Nocturnal Me, Watch Out Below, Ocean Rain, and My Kingdom. So that's the wonderful Echo and the Bunnymen John Peel sessions. Oh, am I happy to have this? Yes I am. Not that long ago, depending on when this video comes out, of course, I showed you my brand new Saint Etienne record. Voila. and this is their final album. Or that's at least what they tell us, and I think we'll have to just, deal with that. However, so this was released in September now this year, 2025. Their previous album I've had on my wish list for a while, and I never saw it anywhere here in Oslo, and then when I went online to buy it, I found that it seemed to be often quite either not available, and it says notify me, or it was quite expensive. But I checked now more or less around the same time that I recorded a video for that previous one, and it's not a very old album. It came out in December 2024, so from there to their final album is 9 months. So here is Saint Etienne, The Night. And I love this album cover, guys. So, that's... So now I actually do have the latest one, this one, and the two previous ones. And then I have a bit of a gap, and then there are 3 first. And as I said in previous videos, it can be a little. You have to sort of read between the lines a little bit on some of their. Is this a studio album? Is this a compilation? There are a few of those, or is this a remix album? Because there are a few of those as well. So if you do get some Saint Etienne and you suddenly make sure, and you're not interested in that, make sure so you don't think, oh, I remember those album tracks. Haven't I heard those before in some way? And you probably will have. So there it is without the glare. There's an old hot drinks machine there. An old computer, IT crowd. So, we have something written by Benjamin Myers in September 2024. And there was a little bit of a hype sticker. You can see there. There's the inner sleeve. And let's look at the vinyl. Here we go. Did the hype sticker say? Yellow green transparent. Well, yeah, it is transparent, isn't it? Maybe it's the lighting in here. I don't. Yeah, okay. I guess there's a hint of green there. What are you, colorblind or something? Nope, not that I know. Anyway, guys, that took a while. I hope you enjoyed watching me show these records. I'm really happy about this bunch. This wasn't inexpensive, but a couple of these records were really quite cheap, so that's one of the reasons it ended up being as many, because I also ended up buying so that I didn't have to pay postage on this, because they have a price limit. I don't remember the sum right now, where if you buy enough records, even up here in Norway, they will ship it to you for free. So that was free, and because the whole iMusic.dk also has an iMusic.no, I didn't have to pay, handling fee and customs charges and stuff like that. So that's nice. What am I most excited about? Well, I'm really looking forward to listening to Badly Drawn Boy, About a Boy on vinyl. I'm very curious as to what kind of record that Saint Etienne one is, their penultimate record. Echo and the Bunnymen, of course. Fun to listen to Spaced on vinyl. And, well, Tame Impala, of course. Yeah, that'll be good. Like I said, brand new album coming out. Or maybe it's already out. Probably by the time you see this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please click like. That helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, that makes me happy. And I hope to see you soon in another video. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.